Shaul. He was known, we call a great man. He's later on he mentioned his name, and he was against it. Well, to me, it's very understandable, very obvious. Why? Where do you see in a palace of a king that people are come along and chat? You get your head off cut. You said it. So that's what I'm saying to you. If there is something like this, we start talking, but there isn't. Well, if a flesh and blood king is not allowing people to talk in his palace, how much more so imagine in his palace?
Because you see the sign saying that it's forbidden to talk during the prayer, but you never see anything forbidden to talk before or after the prayer. Always say it's during the prayer.
That's right.
People might think, well, during the prayer means I can talk before and after. Outside you could talk as much as you want. Yeah, but they don't know that when they read the Midrash.
Well, this is a person needs to use his imagination. Let's carry on. We'll probably will get somewhere into. Now, have said a gulo, but I will return your time believing. Now, why the redemption hasn't come to today, and why we're losing the time, is because of the sin of slacking in learning. What does mean lacking in slacking? Hagon at Sadiq Rab Salman Mutsafi, actually, his son is still alive. You can ask him yourself. Bisman Shah, in the time of the Holocaust, also Shlosh Yom Shatari, he fasted 3 days. Probably he had in the evening. And he went with 120 men, the Halal Bikivre of us, to pray all the patriarchs, with Kever Rochel, with Kosel Moravi, and the Western Wall. The Sima, so at the end of the fast, they turned up all these people in a dream. And they told him, the reason the redemption did not come is because the Abon Ripion your time, but because slackness of learning Torah. Maya Anu Kol Osam Elu, Shalo Bochalim Kol Bam Dabrim Kohola Ola Ruhom. What people are going to say, where they seem to be talking in the middle of their learning or whatever turns up in their minds. Bebet HaKnesset or Bebet HaMidrash. He brings it here, it's only because they're lacking of knowledge and comprehension. He's not using severe words because he's trying to speak more merit for the Jewish people rather than attack them. So we see from here that lacking of learning Torah, that's what it is. Now, one thing is being said very clear. When you learn Torah, in the middle of the learning, you cannot disturb by speaking any other thing. We tend to learn, all of a sudden, in the middle of the learning, we start speaking about anything. That is the real thing that we need to be aware now. No, any way that you're learning.
It's difficult because they always get something disturbing your telephone call or something at the door.
That is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You can open the door, nobody tells you not to open the door, but don't talk. That's right.
Because somebody visiting.
Let me tell you one thing. There's a verse says, Odom ki yomus bo'ohel. Man who will die in a tent. What does that mean? We've learned it a while back. A person who wants to sacrifice a learning Torah, where is going to be possible that you're able to learn Torah? When you're dead. That is to say, where you are, there is telephones, where there is opening doors, or people want to speak to you, you need to be dead. What happens in reality if you're dead? They can't contact you. So, unless you want to be Zohar in Torah, and that 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever you're learning, you're not here.
Oh, it's all bad. Big
very beginning, look, I'm the type of person I learn, I don't want to be disturbed. Doesn't matter how important the case is. I'm not here. It's like that story remember about that man and his wife? There was this man, he used to get up very early, 5 o'clock, and because he needs to open his delicatessen shop and distributing milk, bread, yogurts, and this and that. Yeah? And he was doing it for years. One day, somebody convinced him to go and learn. And he went and learned, and he heard the rabbi, Odom Yomus Bo'oher. When I'm going to learn, only when I make myself dead. He understood it. So, the next day, he didn't open the shop. The wife did. And obviously customers came out normal, and she gave whatever she needed to sell, and she's waiting for her husband 6:30, 7 o'clock, no answer. So she went home, and he turned up, and she asked him, where you been? He didn't answer. He did it for a few days. She said, there's something wrong. So she got up early as well to see where her husband is going. So she saw him going to shul. Shul is finished. The people are going home, and he's going into the study house, taking a book, reading this and that. And she didn't walk in to tell him off nothing. She went home. She said, I'll show you. So the next day when he did all that, he came in. So we call, she prepared herself. As soon as she walked into the thing, she took a big plastic thing of yogurt, opened it, and as soon as he came in, she threw it right in his face. And what we call, and he obviously kneeled down, wiping his face and getting ready, and he had a scream at her, what's the matter? And, gave her the word. She said, look, I've been so busy here, I've been making mistakes, this and that, and you don't get up on the job with that. So he said, so what if I don't come to work? I'm not here anymore. What happened if I would have been dead? You would open the shop yourself and do everything yourself. In that case, she said, she woke up. Yes, if I was dead, she would have done all that. So what I'm trying to tell you from this story is that it's only a parable to make us understand that a man, if he wants to really learn, he needs to make his time dead. Meaning, I'm not available. Have you heard that word before?